Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to talk about the issue of personality types and why it is that you'll see dogs, once they've started gaining a certain level of power, they'll be more accepting of certain people and not others. They'll be more challenging of certain people. And really to help people to start to get a sense of dogs as the relational beings that they really are, and that there's a really profound connection happening, is start to look at the people themselves and start to get a sense of the dog, how the dog's reacting to certain people, and even the moments that the type of interactions that take place, to get a sense of this issue of power. And because what will happen is you'll start to see things different when you start to look at what your worst moments with your dog are. They'll involve a certain level of control. They'll involve a certain level of expressing influence, say through the leash at times, or trying to get your dog to listen through commands. And the dog is just kind of throwing off the commands, as the dog does not see you that way. And then even the dog could be very much connected to you, but when other people are around, or certain people even coming into the home environment, the dog gets really upset. Like the dog doesn't want them in there, because the dog senses that person themselves, what they represent relationally through pack and through nature. And so, because I understand when people come into your home environment, dogs very quickly can get a kind of a snapshot, so to speak, as to where that person is standing in nature. And if that person remains, and this is the issue why dogs will react the way they do, even though it's a visitor coming in, it's not an issue of trust. A lot of times people get kind of mixed up in how dogs react, saying, well, it doesn't know the person, doesn't trust the person. No, the dog knows that the dog knows the person's in there under permission. I'm talking about people coming into your home that are there, but the dog is already extending this connection out. What they're saying is, they're communicating as well, that this person stays in the home environment. They're going to try to take over the lead role that I have, okay, very quickly, and so I don't want them in here. And so this is why you get reactions. But as the person changes, this is where when training starts to happen and you start to gain some traction, the owner, who's the central pivot point in the relationship, starts to come in the right relationship through leadership. The dog will start to accept other personality types that represent more higher level of leadership. This is why just very quickly after, sometimes even just a few minutes, where there's a dog that maybe I can't handle, the dog totally won't allow me to take them. And very quickly the dog will be more accepting of me and my personality type, from changing how the person thinks, just getting the person to invest into that role, start to gain some momentum, and it allows the dog to accept me. So you'll actually, if you look, you'll actually watch. It's really incredible to see, as you're doing training, as I engage people into the training process, you'll see the transition happening right on at that time, very quickly, and it'll make sense. It really does. It'll make sense as you see the transition, how the dog, why the dog doesn't accept, will accept, how everything kind of all lines. It's just like dominoes drop, and you'll really answer so many questions just to see the transition itself. So anyway, just something to think about, this whole issue of why dogs accept or don't accept certain people. It's an issue of power. Dogs find comfort in power. The mind will appear to settle in, and that's why I tell people, be aware that you can't trust what you see. I mean, a dog may look calm. You have to look at it relationally. You have to step back and look at it that way. So you have to get beyond this issue of just bad behavior. Those are points of during interactions or expressed states, but you have to look at the bigger problem and how to change that, how to move the relationship from point A to point B relationally. And this is what makes this system of training very unique, very special. It's the ability to get people into right relationship and make a profound impact on a dog's decision-making process. Really bring even aggressive dogs back from the edge. So anyway, if you have any questions, contact me. If I just encourage you to look at interactions differently. Start to think about the worst moments that you have with your dog, and you'll start to see things within this context of control, of power, and it will begin to make more sense. Even why dogs accept some people and don't accept others. Look at the people involved and try to make sense of their personalities. It doesn't mean they're being mean to dogs. It's just they have a certain way of thinking, and a dog senses that. So anyway, thanks for watching.